I brought some of my own. We need to identify where there are some shortcomings. Of course, the media is going to leave soon, so we can speak a lot more freely. I think it's very critical for us to be able to do that today. And there may be an opportunity, as the ambassador said, where there are some shortcomings, and perhaps we can leverage off other agencies that are actually part and parcel of this actual program. I think there are some opportunities in respect of that. And maybe if we can get assistance from other agencies to be able to fix it up, because there are a lot of opportunities here. For example, even things like the livestock program. Even when we had the sugar consultations, when we went around with the Honourable PM, there were a lot of farmers who actually just needed some very basic assistance in terms of fencing requirements, in terms of perhaps a mate for whether it's the goat or the cow or whatever it is, just a small leg up. And I think then they're quite resourceful themselves. So if we're able to get some trajectory on some of these very basic areas, as opposed to moving away from the pilot phase, because there are already a lot of know-how on the ground itself by the farmers. A lot of them have been surviving for quite a period of time, but they just need the simple push. And I think again it goes to the point of what the ambassador was saying, that in terms of the sustainability of it, because many of these programs, if implemented well, the farmers actually don't need any assistance after a period of time, because they already have the pathway and they can actually do it themselves. And I think because there is a lot of growth, there's a lot of opportunities in the economy. If we're able to put them on that on that path, we will find that they'll do quite well themselves. So once again, thank you, and let's have some very direct and robust discussions in respect to the program. From government's perspective, obviously, as you know, that the implementation agencies and the AMSP, the program, are SPC, South Pacific Commission, ITC, International Trade Center, SHRIF, and you have the APTC, which is the Australian organization. So it was a good opportunity for government to also be able to see how these agencies are performing, where there are areas that could be improved upon, and also from government's perspective we were able to provide some insight in respect of how we can probably provide assistance to these agencies to help better coordinate, and also to be able to get an expeditious outcome in respect of the program. The program obviously has an end date, and we need to ensure that the programs that have been identified, that these implementing agencies are actually able to do that expeditiously, but with quality, and also to be able to deliver to the intended recipients, but and sometimes not, for example, giving X, Y, Z to them, but to actually create an environment, or an enabling environment, and put in place various measures, various reforms within the industry itself, so that once the program is actually ended, that they will actually have that enabling environment to be able to have sustained livelihoods, to get better access to markets, to have better quality products, products that actually appeal to the purchasers within the market. So it's not about just simply sugar cane per se, or increasing the sugarcane production. That is one of the goals, but also in terms of other forms of livelihoods that could supplement the sugarcane industry. So you have things like, for example, rural electrification projects. You have cane access roads. You have reforestation programs. You have issues to do with livestock that would complement and supplement the incomes of these farmers. And so it's got a bigger agenda, and so it was very interesting from government's perspective to hear from these agencies as to how they're performing. We're also glad that the EU has put in place a coordinating manager that's overseeing that, and to be able to then work together with them all to ensure that they're able to deliver. Obviously, many markets face a similar situation in Africa, in the Caribbean, and of course in the Pacific. We believe we take an optimistic line and a realistic line towards that. And I think that, of course, programs like this does help with the farmers themselves. But government has also been, through Ministry of Industry and Trade, which has become a lot more involved, and also FSC in respect of course, finding the best price for sugar, finding alternative markets also for sugar. And we believe that there are various strategies with the new chairman of Free Sugar Corporation on board, who, as you know, has years of experience in terms of the commodity markets. And now, of course, by getting a new CEO too, we believe that there's enough strategies in place, development of more strategies, and working together with our partners, that the sugarcane industry has a good potential future for it. There's a lot more potential areas that we can develop, and of course there's the ability to sustain the sugarcane industry. The chairman of FSC did announce the fact that Mr. Khan has left because of some pressing health issues, and the advertisement, we understand, talking to FSC, will be coming out in the next couple of days for the CEO position. And we think that the position obviously will be filled fairly quickly. There's quite a few people who may be interested, and the right people who may be interested in the position. The fact is, we do have an acting CEO, so it's not as if because the CEO is left that everything will come to a standstill. It will continue. But again, as you know, that the mills do operate very much on their own. We believe that there is enough human resources on the ground to ensure that there won't be any lapses because of the resignation of the CEO.